Say hello to the ASUS Republic of Gaming number 9 phone. The latest and greatest from ASUS. Of course, it's got the cool little LED readout on the back. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, up to a 185 hertz refresh rate AMOLED display. It's a LTPO. It throttles down all the way down to 1 hertz, all the way up to 185 hertz when you use the built-in Game Genie. And it's got up to 5 years of support. 2 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches. It starts with Android 15, which is really nice. It's got the Armory Crate app set up already. Even has some fancy AI stuff. You can even get some accessories to go along with it. And it has a headphone jack with brand new updated DAC support, which is great for watching videos, playing games, all that cool stuff. You can adjust the equalizer for individual gameplay, and it has all sorts of different gaming profiles inside of it. This is the ultimate gamer's phone dream if you want to get the regular version. They also have the Pro version, which costs more, but one nice thing about the regular ROG 9, it comes in this black color, also in white. Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It has even macro photography now with the 5 megapixel macro photography camera. It's got a 32 megapixel telephoto as well, and a 50 megapixel primary camera. So they've made some improvements here, right? We've got the brand new best of the best Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, which is going to help you take your gaming to the next level. I played Warzone on here. I've played Genshin Impact on here. I've played, of course, Boom Beach on here. And you can max all that stuff out. It really is a great gaming experience. And, of course, the ever so popular air triggers are also back on the top. So you get the touch-sensitive, capacitive, pressure-sensitive triggers on the top you can use for your gameplay. And it's neat because you can even split them and have like an inner and outer left and right button on each side, depending on the gameplay and, of course, controller support and things like that. But this is a really neat phone, and it has a 5,800 milliamp battery. 5,800 milliamp. That is a ton of battery power. And what's cool is you can see even on the back, they call it the Anime Vision Mini LED display. And like I said, yeah, 85 dots on this one. It's not really interactive. It's cool if you get the Pro because it has 648 dots. This one is more of just kind of like a notification screen. Shows you things like the time, shows you things like phone call status, shows you can see obviously the battery percentage there. And it's something that's built in with the system. Of course, you can turn that on and set it up. It's really neat. And here's another thing. So you got these fantastic stereo speakers on here. You've got the top one is front facing. The bottom one is bottom facing. But what's neat is if you use the ROG official case from ASUS, it actually has a redirector down on the bottom that forces and turns the sound frontward facing. So if you have the fancy game case on from ASUS, it comes in the box with the phone, then it turns it into full front facing stereo, which is fantastic. The sound is excellent on this, really loud, nice, great, customizable. You've got the USB-C power connector on the bottom, as well as one on the side. So you've got one on the side as well. It has pass-through charging. What is pass-through charging? It means it straight pipes the power from the adapter into the phone, so that way you can bypass the battery and play to your heart's content. There's different charging modes, of course, where you can charge directly to the battery. You can do the pass-through charging or have it on smart mode where it does both. And the battery life on this thing is pretty incredible. It charges up to 65 watts, 5,800 milliamp battery, wireless charging, and you get up to 26 hours of daily use, up to 23 hours or more of social scrolling, like normal stuff like you surfing through X, Instagram, Facebook, things like that. 4.5 hours of heavy gameplay, up to 4.5 plus, which I've tested out. You can definitely get that. And up to over 22 hours of video streaming. So you're watching YouTube, watching Disney Plus, HBO, or Max, whatever they call it now. You get up to 22 plus hours of that. So basically, it's a battery behemoth. It can withstand a lot of different abuse whenever it comes to playing a lot of these high-intensity games, watching your videos, mix you scrolling. Definitely an all-day battery phone. Should be able to carry some people who are not even doing a lot of heavy gaming over into 2 days, but it really depends on what you're doing with the phone, whether you're playing Boom Beach, whether you're playing Call of Duty Warzone. Warzone runs great on here. Played that, got a nice dub. It's an enjoyable experience. So if you are into mobile gaming, then this is a phone for you. Facial recognition. It's got the optical fingerprint scanner, which works pretty darn well. I haven't had any issues with it. Hopefully they'll get to ultrasonic one day. And it goes in with the screen really, really, really well. The screen is beautiful. Again, it goes from 1 hertz all the way up to 185 hertz. So when you have the Game Genie enabled in the Armory Crate, it goes up to 185 hertz refresh rate, but it has all sorts of different refresh rate modes, from going from 1 hertz, 5, 10, 20, 24, 30, 40, 48, 60, 80, 96, 120, 165, and 185, which is incredible because you have a whole lot in between as you're playing games, as you're shifting gears, doing different things where it can optimize that adaptive refresh rate to give you the smoothest, best experience possible, and also help save on the battery, which is what's great about the LTPO. 6.7-inch full HD plus resolution, so not quite 2K, not quite quad HD plus, still 1080p plus, which I think is perfectly fine. It looks great on the screen, and it works and pairs really well together. Get the best of battery life as well, and heat is actually mitigated really well too. I haven't really had any serious problems with heat, not lagging, not shutting down. Doesn't seem to be really throttling the games, and it has a 50% larger enhanced graphite sheet this year that really helps out with the heat, as long as the compartmentalization on the phone and a centralized chipset location. So a lot of times you get these phones, they have the chipset up here, up over here. They put it in the middle, got the compartmentalization going on, and that large graphite layer with the heat mitigation going on in here. Yes, the phone will get warm whenever you're playing high intensity games, but it's designed to do that, and it helps mitigate all that so you can play your games to your heart's content, which is why you want this phone. I mean, if you're looking for a phone with 7 years of updates, probably not your phone. If you're looking for a phone that has all the latest and greatest when it comes to like Samsung Galaxy AI, you're probably not looking for this phone. If you're looking for an S Pen, probably not looking for this phone. This is for gaming. This is for people who have an emphasis on gaming, people who want a gaming phone, and of course, I really like the LED readout screen on the back. That is just really cool, and there's a lot to like about this phone. And of course, you can also get the apparatus that goes on the back of it as well, that has the physical buttons, the cooler, and even a built-in subwoofer this go around. So if you want to get the accessory that goes on the back of it, you can get some extra elite level sound, gameplay, and a controller experience that goes the extra mile. Also, the built-in fan for the cooling as well. But overall, I think they've done a great job with the ROG 9. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks now. I've been impressed with the cameras. Even in low light, it works out okay. The telephoto doesn't seem to be the greatest in the world. It does get kind of grainy pretty quickly whenever you zoom in. But the macro, that's something that's neat. The selfie camera seems to be improved. And overall, the performance with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, it really is something special. And of course, you get all the great stuff in the box. Well, at least you get a charging cable anyway. You get a charging cable, the phone. You get the phone case that comes in the box with it as well. SIM ejector tool, and a couple of little knickknacks in there. But really, it's a pretty darn complete phone. I've tested out, and I've bought several ROG phones before. I've had like the ROG, I think the 6 and the 7, and even the 8 last year. And the 9, yeah, I mean, it gets better and better every year, and the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor just takes everything to the next level. It's basically like 40% more powerful in the GPU department, 40% better hardware-based ray tracing, and this one is clocked at 4.3 gigahertz. 4.3 gigahertz. That is a tremendous power improvement with an Antutu score. I think it's Antutu. Anyway, it benchmarks over 3 million, which is insane, because the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 was just over 2 million last year. So single core score, beat it. Multi-core speed, beat it. Overall benchmark scores, beat it. And it's basically a gigahertz faster, more powerful than last year. And the RAM is super cool too, with 9,600 megabits per second transfer rate. So best of the best in here. UFS 4. It's got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 front and back. It's got this cool little screen on the back. It's got all the things you could ask for in a gaming phone, and it's built out, like decked out to the nines with all the latest and greatest you could ask for in gaming. So I think that ASUS has done a great job here. ROG 9, top of the line phone. Of course, you have the Pro model as well. Costs more money, goes up to 1 terabyte of storage, up to 24 gigabytes of RAM. This one, the normal 9, starts off $999, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 storage. I have the 512, 16 gigabyte RAM model, and I think that that's probably going to be the best bet whenever it comes to gaming, because you want to be able to have enough storage on there to be able to install all this stuff. Like Genshin Impact, it's a massive game. Warzone, it's a massive game when it comes to phone stuff. So you can get the 256 model. 512's probably be more of a sweet spot if you're doing some serious gaming. And if you want a dedicated gaming phone, then you probably want more storage, right? Because it doesn't have expandable SD card slot storage. but it has UFS 4, built-in super fast speed, super fast memory, and it's got more than enough RAM to do whatever you want to do on it, and you can max pretty much everything out. Again, tops out 185 hertz refresh rate. You can run games that are capable 60 frames per second, even higher than that, if it supports it. And I was running Genshin Impact 60 frames per second earlier, fully maxed out settings, runs like an absolute champ. So that's pretty much all I've got on the ROG 9 from ROG 9 phone from ASUS. I really enjoy it. I think they've done a great job here. The only thing that's kind of a drawback for me is I wish it had a screen protector on it. It does not have one. I mean, it's good that it's Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It would be nice if it had a screen protector built in. And I wish they gave us 3 years of operating system updates. 2 is kind of short, but at least it does come with the latest and greatest Android 15. So it's not counting that into the equation. It's going to get 16, Android 17. So that's okay. I would like to see it get 18, but at least you do get 5 years of security patch updates. So this phone is going to be something that's going to be a seriously powerful, capable gaming phone for quite some time. And again, air triggers, got the new macro camera this year. You've got all the great stuff that's built in with the Armory crate, the LED screen on the back, which is really cool. And it really is fun to play games on. And it's cool that you get the nice case that comes in the box as well. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, any of that stuff, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.